My name is Brother Abraham. I was born to be a brother. Anybody who needs a brother, you can call me. I'll always be there for you. I am a business person. I run a textile company. It's called Ibrad Kenya Design. We make clothes, we make bags, we make anything out of fabric from the scratch, and we make them on the world class. Yeah, also the author of this book, The Seven Levels of Money. It's a big book and it's an awesome book. As you can see, I am a father of one and I'm expecting another son. I'm married. This is actually, I've written two books, but this is the first one I'm publishing out to the market. The first book I did not make to publish it because when I was writing the second chapter, actually the second chapter became this book. So I stopped and wrote this book. Now I finished this one, but the other one is also ready for publishing. The cover of the book, okay, the color is black. This is how the world looks like. It's not too bright when you're an entrepreneur who doesn't know how things are done. Actually, other people like banks and other people who are investors, they are at advantage because they've been in business and they know so much more than you. But you stay in the dark, so they take advantage of you. But now the light is coming. You can see this is a person. Definitely it's a golden person trying to pull an empty person on top. Now this is what this book is doing to you. It's actually trying to pull you from this side to the other side of the dollar. Yeah. The significance of the title of the book are that most people, like 100% of people are involved with money every day. So I am trying to teach people the principles that I've learned about money, so that money will not just pass through your hands and you lose it. Basically, the first level of money is called resourcer. Resourcer because I lacked a better English term to use. I didn't want to use the word fundraiser because business demands more than just funds. So resourcer, I've highlighted 7 resources in life. I'll mention 2. One is a relationship. How do you tap into relationships? How do you build relationships that will help you raise capital? Number two is knowledge. Knowledge. Most people, like 100% of the people who are employed, they're actually employed because of the knowledge they have. So they are using that knowledge as an item as a resource to generate revenue for themselves. So as a business person, you can also use this knowledge. I've explained and given examples of thrilling businesses in the world that people used knowledge to be able to raise capital. The level that is above Razor Razor is called cash conversion cycle. You know, on Razor Razor, you might not just find money. Sometimes people will give you different resources. Someone will give you land, another person will give you an animal to sell or an item to go and sell. So this becomes a resource, but now you have to transform those assets you've been able to raise into tangible cash for you to be able to invest. Yeah, the third above cash conversion, there is now the third level, which is multiplication. Multiplication is simply taking advantage of human appetites to generate income, as in that is game of numbers. Multiplication is actually a business game whereby entrepreneurial skills are highly competitive, whereby you need to be very sharp. In business we call it customer behavior. You need to study the customer behaviors. You need to know when are people buying, how do they buy, what amount of money, which target group of people, age group, and all those things. So I'm teaching customer behavior. I'm teaching both ways on multiplication in this book. On top of multiplication, we have retainers. You are not supposed to lose sight of your initial capital. You remember the money you invested. You're not supposed to lose sight of that money until you are able to find it back. Yeah, that is retainers. That is actually retaining back the amount of money you invested. On top of that, we have the fourth level, which is on top of capital recovery, we have financial ratio. Financial ratio is where you balancing the money that you have. I've actually divided this into four. Number one is paying yourself. Number two is paying debts. Number three is actually growth, business growth. What percentage are you supposed to put aside for growth? And number four, I'm actually talking about savings, the amount that you put aside. Actually, the savings part is actually the one that is developing the next level, which is level number 6, which is investment. Most people confuse multiplication and investment. You see, when you invest the amount that you maybe borrowed from a bank, those projects might take long and you will end up losing the investment that you made. But when you do it out of savings, today you saved 1,000 shillings, tomorrow 1,000, and then at the end of the day, when you're investing this money, it's capital that has less pressure. You are able to sustain business at a longer period of time. I've explained very well in the book, and I'm sure you will be able to understand better when you read the book. And then the last level of money is legacy. Legacy is where you benefiting other people. It's not out of your interest, but other people's interest. You checking at the general desire of the community you're living in, and then you supplying to that without actually needing maybe to be profitable or something back. Yeah, those are basically the 7 levels of money, and they guarantee real change on the ground. When writing this book, the most difficult part is actually checking facts. You see, you don't just write something because you've seen it somewhere, or maybe it's something that you must check facts. And checking facts means reading maybe 3 books, extra books, for you to be able to write just one sentence of a fact. So fact checking was it took me a lot of time and a lot of energy. Yeah, that is the most difficult part. The most interesting part was actually publishing. When you see the real book, I think you just smile without knowing. This book is it's a B4 size. It's a big book, and it's 500 and it's more than 500 pages. So to publish it, it's quite expensive. So one book will cost about 3,700. I'm developing online market so that people can buy them online, and I'll also distribute them all over the libraries. And my dream is that every university library should have this book for their research, the students. I'm excited today because of the achievement I've made, and praying that you guys will buy this book, because it's a book that is guaranteeing change on the ground. You won't just read and remain the same. The facts have been checked, and I can assure you that this book is a book that you need to read next. This is the next book you need to read.